How about the adjustment for Hendon Hooker as an NFL draft prospect and how he is projected? Now, this is one opinion, but it is an opinion of someone who was making the top decisions of an NFL franchise in multiple spots.
That was successful.
That's right.
That had a really good roster. I think it's important to mention that.
That's right. Mike Tannenbaum with his updated mock draft at ESPN.com. I'll start at the top. Number 1, he has the Carolina Panthers taking Bryce Young from Alabama. He has the Houston Texans at number 2 selecting C.J. Stroud. Then the Cardinals taking Will Anderson from Alabama, edge rusher. The Colts taking Will Levis from Kentucky at number 4. And number 5, the Seattle Seahawks selecting Hendon Hooker from Tennessee. We've heard a lot of good things about Hendon Hooker and how he has been thought of and received by NFL teams, and we've seen different reporters suggest that Hendon's stock could be on the rise. Well, this would be quite a rise. Mike Tannenbaum mocking Hendon Hooker, number 5 in the draft, to the Seahawks, writing, okay, this one might raise some eyebrows, but hear me out. I think Hooker is really underscouted right now, largely because he's coming off the torn ACL in his left knee. But I love his strong arm and 6'3" frame. Before the injury, Hooker looked great for the Vols. He led the nation in yards per attempt through yards and was a top 10 passer in terms of completion percentage. I see a potential franchise quarterback and someone who can lead an offense. Go watch his performance against Alabama if you disagree. The Seattle Seahawks taking Hendon Hooker with the number 5 pick, according to Mike Tannenbaum's mock draft. And you might be thinking, didn't I hear about the Seahawks giving a new contract to Geno Smith? You did.
3 years.
Tannenbaum notes the Seahawks re-signed Geno Smith, but this is an excellent opportunity to draft and develop Hooker while also letting him rehab the knee. Smith turns 33 this season, and his new contract offers Seattle various outs over the next 3 seasons.
Yep, 100%. 100%. I think it's a perfect fit. Pete Carroll is a player's coach. People love playing for Pete Carroll. He tends to get the best out of players. We're not surprised, are we? I know Tennessee fans are not surprised.
About Hendon Hooker being mocked number 5?
No, because you watch him play this season, like he was the best quarterback this year in the SEC. Like this year, he was the best quarterback. Now, what Bryce Young has been able to do over the last 2 years, no one has been better than Bryce Young in the last 2 years. But this year, Hendon was pretty dang good. So no one that follows Tennessee is surprised. The only thing that may have shocked you a little bit is the fact that the NFL is going to take a quarterback who just tore his ACL at the end of the year, which lets you know and should let you know that the advancements with technology has gotten so good that Hooker's going to be ready to go before fall camp starts, before training camp starts. He's going to be good to go. He's already, I think, further along in his rehab than expected. So he's going to be good. And if he's not, he doesn't have to be. Like, there's not that pressure for him to go out there day one and be the guy, because you do have a Geno Smith. And
Geno Smith will be the starter at the beginning of the season.
And should be the starter. This is a really good fit because Geno had a late career surge. Like, he was drafted high out of West Virginia, really good talent coming out, just didn't have the success. Maybe it was fit, maybe it was him. But whatever happened, he has elevated himself to one of the best quarterbacks, in the NFC. And he should be the starting quarterback for the Seahawks. But because he did start late, how much tread is on the tires for Geno? This is a perfect opportunity for Seattle to say, all right, let's go get a quarterback with a rookie contract. Remember how Seattle won a couple years ago with Russell Wilson? They won when he had a rookie contract, and you were able to pay your defensive players, play other players, rather than paying a lot of money to your quarterback. So I think this is a really, really, really good fit for Hendon. One thing that I want to mention, too, is when I was on the sideline in Miami in warm-ups, I was walking and watching guys warming up and kind of did a double take. I was like, wait a minute. That's the old boy from TV. That's the old boy from ESPN. It was Mike Tannenbaum. And so he got a chance to probably talk to Hendon, see Hendon, talk to people around the program, understand how much he still had a impact on this team, even though he wasn't playing. And then I'm pretty sure he was down at the Senior Bowl and saw his impact there. One thing that stands out about this whole paragraph is that he says, I see a potential franchise quarterback and someone who can lead an offense. When you look at quarterbacks that come from Josh Heupel's system, the number one question is, okay, can you lead an offense in the NFL that have different terminology? You're going to be in the huddle. Can you command an offense? Can you command a huddle? This sentence says that he believes that Hendon can do that. And I think that's very, 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 very important. The fact that Hendon is in the same group of quarterbacks with guys who are healthy tells you a lot about the film. It tells you a lot about what type of person and football player and leader Hendon really is.
Yeah, if you had suggested this kind of talk would happen pre-injury, I would have totally believed it. The injury is what caused me to be hesitant that there could be this kind of climb. And this is not a draft pick. This is a mock draft. But this mock of Hendon Hooker, number 5 in the draft, suggests that the conversation behind the scenes is more positivity around the rehab process, which you talked about, and a tremendous compliment to Hendon in how he is viewed as a prospect, as a person, the leadership qualities that he offers, which will be required in this kind of position as a quarterback. Also, the idea of Seattle, I like the idea of a lot because the franchise, I think, is a little underrated in the culture, how well they're run conversation.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, think about the trade last year, how well that worked out. This number 5 pick is actually the Broncos' pick.
Yeah.
This is the pick traded to Seattle in the Russell Wilson deal. They have another first round later that is their own at number 20 because they were good enough to be a postseason team. So they have another first rounder. And by the way, Tannenbaum has them taking a defensive end because they need to improve the pass rush. So with a rookie contract on the quarterback over the next few years, if they were to go this route, they would still be able to build around him, which you have to do if you're going to succeed. They could work out for both parties and still work out short-term with Geno Smith in place as the quarterback, as a respected veteran that Hendon could learn from as soon as he walks in.
Hooker had one of the best deep balls in the country. I mean, that thing was pretty. Just the throw in the Florida game to Ramel Keaton, the throw to Jalen Hyatt in the LSU game, just things of beauty. His throw to Brew McCoy in the Alabama game, the last drive, throwing it in a way to allow him to catch it, protect the ball. I mean, Hendon was throwing darts all year long. And when you look at his ability to take care of the football, 58 touchdowns and 5 interceptions, that's undeniable. You can't deny that. And then you go look at the biggest games of the season for Tennessee, Florida, LSU, Alabama. He stands out. Yeah, Georgia, everyone did that. Georgia did that to everybody. Mm-hmm. Nobody had success really against Georgia. In South Carolina, hey, he moved the ball. Defense could stop a nosebleed, but Hendon was pretty good on offense until he got hurt. So in the biggest games for Tennessee, Hendon led his team, led his offense.
Number 5.
I want him to get drafted high as possible. But selfishly, I want him playing a little bit closer to us. I want him playing on a team where we're going to see him more on TV. Don't force us to have to get NFL ticket and all these special packages. You know, YouTube TV, they didn't hike the prices up about $8 to $10 just last week. Don't make me have to get NFL ticket to see my boy Hendon Hooker. Let him go somewhere else so I can see it for free. Or be included in the package. But, again, I want him drafted high. I actually want him drafted in front of Will Levis.
Remind me, though, as you don't make it about you here, what do the letters VFL stand for?
Vol for life. I just said I want him to be drafted high because that means he's going to get paid more money. But I want to be able to watch him more, too.
But by high, you meant number 4, not number 5, so he's in Indianapolis, not in Seattle.
No. I want him drafted in front of Will Levis just because I think he is better than Will Levis.
Did you like that multi-view, though? the YouTube TV
When
tried
I
it out?
finally got it, I liked it. Finally. But honestly, when I started using it, I was like, it's hard to see.
Mm-hmm.
So I went back to the original view.
You know how other people claim that wide receivers can be divas, me, wanting more. You know how other people have said that? I don't think that's true at all.
You're misunderstanding. I want Hendon to be drafted in
Yeah.
front of Will Levis. That has nothing to do with me.
Sure. Yeah, I'm misunderstanding. You're right.
I do want him to be drafted as high as possible because he's going to get more bread.
Mm-hmm.
More bread means, I guess that means he can donate more in Tennessee. I don't know, but like,
Yeah, the Tennessee Fund's hoping for the same.
number one, Hooker, number one. But like,
Yeah.
watching Hendon play against Kentucky the last 2 years, I don't want to see Will Levis drafted in front of Hendon Hooker. That's all I'm saying.
Extra motivation.